first technique that is required for blue belt is turning the handle. This can either be an offensive motion or for a punch. We're going to use it off of a punch. So you're going to start from your fighting stance. This one is what we call Chinese swings. The first one is a left. It could be a back knuckle to the face or the initial block. The right hand will come in with a forward knuckle to the face. At the same time, your right foot is going to sweep their leg, and then you're going to do a double back knuckle to the body as you pivot back into fighting stance. Again, turning the handle from a fighting stance. Chinese swings. Right foot, double back knuckle, turn, and back into fighting stance. From this position. Start from your fighting stance. Sweep the foot, double back knuckles. These should be big circular swings, and pivot back to the fighting stance. Again, big swings, almost like figure-8 motions is what you're doing here. All the way through and no stopping, and turn. Again, from here, Chinese swing, sweep the leg, double back knuckle, pivot around. Again, now when you sweep this foot, you want to sweep right around the Achilles tendon, not too much higher than that or you won't get to work right, and you want to be in pretty tight with your opponent. So these are swings, can be blocks or strikes. Sweep the foot, get them off balance, and pivot out. That's turning the handle. Okay, the first technique that's required for Tracy's Kenpo is turning the handle. This could either be an offensive motion or a left punch. We teach it as a left punch. So your opponent has their punch out and their left arm and their left leg forward for this technique. So just for practice purposes, I'm going to go ahead and have him put it in position, and then I'll show you how it would work normally. So just put your punch out. Right, so the person's thrown the punch. Now they can either be throwing it from a left lead or they step in and through it, however you want to practice. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your right foot and Chinese swings. Now Chinese swings are big, long, extended blocks. So this will act as a block. The first one would be the block, and then the second one would be your strike. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right foot as you do your Chinese swings, and you're going to come out, and you want to catch it right behind the tendon so the foot just slips. And then back fist strike. Okay, so we'll have him start with his left leg back. Right, and I'm in my fighting stance. He steps forward. As he steps in and punches, this is going to block the punch. This will come in and strike as we kick the leg, and then a double back fist, and turn around into fighting stance. Again, so we're here, he steps in, punch, block, strike, kick, back fist, and turn around. Okay, from a different angle. Okay, they step in. Remember, this will be the initial block, this one will be the strike. These are big swings. So we come in, kick, back fist, whatever you can get a hold of on the body, and pivot around. Last time for turning the handle. So we take our stances, they step in, one, back fist, and turn. Okay, that's turning the handle. The next technique we're going to look at for blue belt is bridging the gap. This is for a two-hand push. Someone's coming at you in this manner, and it could be used for a choke. Anybody that's reaching towards you. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back with our left as we pull both of our hands in with the crane. We just want to hook the wrist like so. Pull them in the chamber. Shuffle forward if you need to. Double vertical strike to either side of the rib cage. Pull the hands back. With left on top, right on bottom, double back knuckle to face, pull in, maintaining the same position, double eye strike. Begin. One, strike, pull back, back knuckle, eye strike. Okay, from this angle, step back, hook those wrists, pull them in, shuffle forward as we don't stop the motion, it's just a circular motion. Double vertical strike, pull back, back knuckle, eye strike. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. From a different angle. We're going to step back left, hook the arms in, Shuffle forward if you need to, double vertical strike to either side of the rib, pull back, double back knuckle, double eye strike. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Go straight on. They push in, step back, clear the arms, double vertical strikes to the ribs, back, double back knuckle, double eye strike. That's bridging the gap. Let's look at it with an opponent so you understand better what I'm doing. Okay, the second technique is bridging the gap. This is for a two-hand push. So as they come in and push, we're going to step back with our double hooking blocks or crane blocks. Then we're going to shuffle forward with a double vertical punch, one to either side of the ribs. From here, the hands back, left on top, right underneath, back knuckle to face, pull in, double eye strike. Again, step back left, hook them in. Now when you want to do this, you want to come over the top and catch right here at the wrist and pull them in. Strike, shuffle, back knuckle, eye strike. Again, as they come in, we're going to step back, hook the arms, pull, shuffle in if you need to. One vertical punch to each side of the ribs, pull back, back knuckle, eye strike. Okay, from a different angle. Okay, they come in and they push. We want to step back. This way, if they do push us, we'll have our stability. We hook the hands and pull them in. If you need to, shuffle forward, double vertical strike to the ribs, pull back, double back knuckle to the temple, pull them in, double eye strike to the eyes. One more time on bridging the gap. So they come in, we hook, strike, pull, back knuckle, eye strike. Okay, we'll look at it in more detail with an opponent. The next technique we're going to look at is advancing Phoenix A and B. This is for a left grab to your right shoulder for the A version, and the B version is the same thing, but they're going to throw a right punch at the same time. So for the A version, they come up and they just grab your lapel. We're going to pin the hand, and at the same time we're going to use our inward block front snap kick that we've learned in purple belt. And this hand's going to come up and over. We're going to drive on to the bend of the elbow as we drop into a soft bow. We're going to come back up to horse as we do an uppercut elbow, and then eye claw. Now this inward block is to break the arm, so we want to hold it tight against the shoulder as we go to break it, front snap kick, drop into a soft bow, elbow, claw. Again, advancing Phoenix A. Strike, drive, elbow, claw. Okay, from this angle, break and kick at the same time, rechamber it. Plant the foot down, don't drop it. As you plant it, here we're going to use our elbow to circle around, elbow to the chin, claw the face. Again, break, drive on top of the crook of their elbow, back to horse for the elbow, claw to face. Again, 1, drive, elbow, claw. Okay, from this angle, inward block punch, drive into a soft bow, back to horse, claw the face. Again, 1, and claw. The B version is identical to A, except we're going to block the punch rather than break the arm. So the only difference is going to be the position of where the arm comes from. On A, it's going to come from the outside. On B, you're going to come more to the inside. So you're going to come up and through. Drive, elbow, kick. Okay, again, B is this. Not from here, it's going to come under the arm. Break. Everything else is identical. Again, B. 1, drive, up, and kick. From a different angle. 1, 2, up, and kick. Okay, again. 1, drive, up, claw. From this angle. 1, 2, and 3. Again, advancing Phoenix B. 1, 2, and 3. Let me show you again the difference between A and B. A, the block comes from here. Okay. B, the block comes this way. That's advancing Phoenix A and B. Let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is advancing Phoenix. This is a grab-punch combination. So as Lee comes up and grabs and punches, now the A variation, we're going to assume he's going to throw the punch. So we're going to pin the hand like we do with anybody that grabs. We always pin the hand. He throws the punch. We're going to throw an inward block to the inside. And at the same time, we're going to throw a front snap kick to the groin. Then as we land, we're going to come up over the top, drive our elbow right under the crook of their elbow. That'll bend it. Pulls them in, elbow the chin, and claw the face. Again, advancing Phoenix A. They block, kick, step down, elbow, elbow, claw. Again on A. Block and kick. Strike down, drive up, and claw the face. Okay, from a different angle. They grab, block and kick, step down, elbow, elbow the chin, claw the opposite. Okay, one more time on A. Block and kick, drive. Now make sure you come right over the top and that'll pull right into you. Then you just elbow the chin and claw the face. B is identical to A except for the inward block and the targeting. So they've come in, but they're not really throwing the punch yet, they just grab. So what we're going to do is we're just going to break. Now at the same time, if you do the break, that'll neutralize that hand because it'll turn them sideways. So we're going to break and kick at the same time, and then drive, elbow, and claw. Okay, again, they grab, break, drive, elbow, and claw. So in the air, the A will be, the inward block will be here, and on B, the inward block will be here. So it's just going to be a matter of positioning when you do it in the air. One more time on B from this angle. Break and kick, drive, elbow, and claw. Okay, from last different angle. So you can see from here, so they come in and grab, break the arm, and kick, elbow, elbow, and claw. Okay, last time from this angle. Grab, break, drive, elbow, and claw. That's advancing Phoenix A. Our next technique is also a kata technique, just like bridging the gap and advancing Phoenix. This one will be used in short 3 and in long 3. This is for a two-hand choke. So as they come in and choke, we're going to step in with our U-punch. So we're going to step into a side horse stance. Right hand from chamber is going to go to a groin strike. Left hand's going to come over the top and do a face strike. Now from here, we're going to step out on the straight line. So if this is a 3-9 axis, this foot's going to stay on that same axis. We're going to do a cross body parry, vertical outward block. Making sure the vertical outward's up by the elbow. This hand comes over and strikes the eyes. Looks just like a snake. See how that just comes over and strikes the eyes? You should be in a leaning hard bow. Square back up as you go to a right punch to the rib cage. Again, step in, U-punch, step out, cross body parry, vertical outward block, eye strike. This hand should come over just like a snake's head, eye strike. Then from here, square back up as we pull on the hand, reverse punch into the rib cage. One more time, U-punch. Almost like a windmill block, but we're going to use parry vertical to do it this time. Eye strike, square back up, and if you can, bring the hand down. You can grab that arm and strike the ribs. Okay, let's do it from this angle. U-punch, step straight out. 1, 2, strike the eyes, making sure this is level with the shoulder. The hand should look like the head of a snake. Square back up as we grab the wrist and strike the rib cage. Again, U-punch. Windmill block, we're using a vertical. Strike the eyes, grab, and punch. One more time, straight on. This is two-headed serpent. 1, 2, eye strike, and punch. Let's look at it with an opponent so you understand better. Okay, our next technique is two-headed serpent. This is in short 3. This is for a two-hand choke, so as they come up, as Lee comes up and chokes, First thing you want to do is we're going to use the U-punch that we learned in purple belt. Step forward, right inverted punch to the groin, left strike to the face. Now from here, your right foot is going to step straight out to 3 o'clock as you do a crossbody parry, then a vertical outward block for a check. The hand stays in check. Your left leg should be in a hard bow. Double eye strike. Then from here, we're going to square back up as we strike the ribs. Again, two-hand choke, U-punch. Almost like your windmill block, except we're going to use a vertical outward. Eye strike as you go into hard bow. Reverse punch to the ribs. Last time from this angle. You come in and grab. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, from a different direction. Okay, they grab. U-punch. Crossbody parry as you step out straight to 3 o'clock on the same line. Vertical outward block. You should be in a hard bow at this point. Eye strike. Now if you want, you can try to come down and grab the hand as you punch, but it's not necessary. One more time. U-punch. 1, 2. Eye strike. Almost looks like a snake's head. Square back up. Reverse punch to rib cage. That's two-headed serpent. Okay, our next technique is reversing grasp. This is for a wrist grab. A is for a straight arm, and B is for a cross arm. So what we're going to do as they grab our wrist with our right hand, we're going to step back, and this is going to do a big circle. We want to do this in a counterclockwise motion. We're going to step back, hook the hand over just about the time it gets about above shoulder height, and we're just going to cup that wrist, pull them in, and then punch the ribs, or anywhere into the body depending on which way they're facing. So from here, step back, pull them in, and punch. And again, big circles with this. 1, 2. Okay, from this angle, step back, left hand will go to check, big circles, and just punch straight out. One continuous smooth action. It does not stop. So from here, just up, over, pull them into chamber, and punch. From this position, here, counterclockwise. So just follow the lines of the clock. 1, 2, and punch. So if your hand is down here at 6, we're going to bring it all the way up to about the 12 o'clock position. Pull them in and strike. Again, up, over, and strike. Straight on one more time. This is reversing grasp A. 1, 2, and strike. The B version, this is also for a straight arm. That was my correction there. They're both straight arm wrist grabs. What you want to do is you're just going to pull against the thumb, like we've preached throughout these wrist releases. Always go against the thumb, not the fingers. So as they come and grab us, we're going to pull right against the thumb and then just back fist that radial nerve. Again, 1, back fist. So what you're doing is you're just turning the hand over so that your thumb is facing up, and then just bring it right to your shoulder. Okay, so just come 1, 2, and that sets you right up for that back fist, right in line. So here, 1, pull, back fist. Okay, from this angle. So we're here, we're just going to step back and back fist right into that radial nerve. Again, 1 and 2. Okay, from this angle, they grab, we pull against that thumb, and we back fist the radial nerve. Again, pull and back fist. It shouldn't be real hard. If you've got to force it or you feel tension on it, then you're not quite doing it right. You should just come straight out, almost the thumb up or at a 45. So your hand should be anywhere from the thumb should be anywhere pointing from the 10, 30 to the 12 position, depending on how exactly they've grabbed you, and then just back fist. One last time. Pull and back fist that radial nerve. That's reversing grasp A and B. Okay, our next technique is reversing grasp. This is a straight arm wrist grab. Now, like we've discussed before, anytime you have someone that grabs you, you always want to go against the thumb, not the fingers, because if the guy's stronger than you, you're going to lose the battle. So what we're going to do on this particular technique is, as they grab us, we're going to step back in case the punch is coming. Then we're going to bring the hand up and over, and then we hook it. As we get to the top and we pull them in, that releases the grip, and we come straight back out with a reverse punch. Again, up, over, and strike. One more time for reversing grasp A. This comes up, just like that, hand over the top, pinky over the wrist, pulls them in, and you strike with a reverse punch to the ribs from a different angle. So from here, we're going to step back. Hand comes up. See the fingers? Comes right there. So the fingers are pointing towards 9 o'clock. Just pull them in and strike the rib cage. Now make sure when you're doing this, you have your hand in check in case that other punch does come, and strike. It's real easy to get out of. So it's just 1, 2. Okay, the B version, same kind of grab, straight arm wrist grab. But this time we're going to step back, pull against the thumb, and then back fist that radial nerve and get the hand out of the way. That'll also deaden that hand for a bit. Okay, again, B, pull and back fist. Simple. Pull against the thumb, 1 and 2 from a different angle. So from here, hand in check as we step back, pull, and then just line that hand up with that arm. Okay, so we don't want to come way out here. We want to come to your chest, almost to your shoulders. Bring the hand right to the shoulder, and that'll line you straight up with that strike. Last time on B. So we pull, just basically fingers out, just pull right to your chest, and then back fist. That's reversing grasp A and B. Okay, reaching for the moon is our next technique. This is for a left grab, or it can be a left punch. So the left hand is involved. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a vertical outward block as we draw to a cat stance. So we're going to do a left vertical, left cat. We're going to kind of be facing the 230 position, hand in chamber. That'll block the punch or check the grab. Then from here, the foot slides out as we sweep the leg, heel palm the face, heel palm the solar plexus at the same time. Again, vertical outward block, sweep, double heel palm to the side of the head and to the body. Again, reaching for the moon. 1, make sure this is out and away from the body. You've got a vertical outward because this is your guide to the head. Sweep and strike. You should be facing about 3 o'clock in a hard bow position. One more time from this angle. Vertical outward, sweep, double heel palm strike. Okay, from this angle here, come out, hand in chamber, sweep, double heel palm strike. These should not be way up here. These should be level with your own body. Again, block, sweep, double heel palm strike. Last angle, block, sweep, double heel palm strike. You want to pretty much keep the sweep on the same axis as your 3 and 6. Block, sweep, heel palm strike. Okay, one more time from straight on. Here, and sweep. Also remember this is in short 3. That's reaching for the moon. The next technique we're going to look at is also another kata technique from short 3. It's called reaching for the moon. It's a right grab to your shoulder. So as they come up and they grab with the right leg forward, that's important. From here, we're going to come up with a vertical outward block as we draw to cat, like so. Then from here, we're going to kind of use our crescent step that we've learned in purple belt, and we're going to come in and kick this foot right out from underneath him as we heel palm the face with the left and heel palm the solar plexus with the right. Again. Now, for this one to work pretty good, or for this to work well, you don't want to be way out here because you're going to have a hard time reaching. This is for an in-close grab and punch. It's just a real quick boom. So we're going to come draw to cat. This will be the block or the clearing action. Kick out, strike the face and the solar plexus at the same time. Again, from this angle. So we're going to come in. Now this will also be a strike to the radial nerve, not just a block. So we're going to come in, strike that, and strike here and here. Okay, from a different angle. So as Lee comes and grabs, and it's important that this right foot is forward. It won't work with the left foot forward. So we're going to come in, block and strike. This goes to cat. Hand is in chamber as we prepare for a heel palm. This comes around and just sweeps this foot out. This follows that arm straight up, heel palm the face. At the same time we do the solar plexus. Again, reaching for the moon. We're going to come in here, and then we reach for the moon. Last time. They grab, block, kick, and strike. And that's reaching for the moon, A and B. Okay, our next technique we're going to look at is flashing daggers. This is for a two-hand push. So as someone comes in and pushes you, what we're going to do is we're going to step back with our right foot into a side fighting stance. Double wedge block. I mean, we don't want these way out here. They should be about shoulder width apart just a bit. You should be in a nice good fighting stance, not opened up. So here. Okay, that's your first move. Now from here, your right hand is going to strike the ribs as your left hand sets up here by your shoulders to set up your next strike. You should also be in a hard bow. So your first move, 1, strike the ribs. From here, we're going to go back to horse as we strike the throat. Right hand goes into chamber, sets up for our next strike. Solar plexus as the left hand comes underneath. Reach hand to the groin, step back left, and cross out. Again. Wedge block. Strike the ribs. Strike the throat into horse. Strike the solar plexus into hard bow. Strike the groin with the ridge hand. And we cross out. Really watch your power patterns. Again. 1. Strike. 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 And out. Okay? Let's try this again. Wedge block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step back to 6. And cross out. Okay, from a different angle. Wedge block. Strike the ribs. Strike the throat as we go to horse. Solar plexus as we go to hard bow. Knife edge to the groin as we go back to horse. Cross out to 6. Last time from this angle. Wedge block. Ribs. Throat. Solar plexus. Groin. And we're out. Okay, from this angle here. Step back. 1. Strike the ribs, hard bow. Horse to throat. Hard bow to solar plexus. Knife edge, horse to groin. And cross out. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's called flashing daggers. That kata is also in your long form. So make sure you know it power side and weak side. Okay, our next technique is flashing daggers. This is for a two-hand push. So as Lee comes in and does his push, first thing we're going to use is our double wedge block. Basically all that is two extended outward blocks that start from a cross position and strike out. Because you want to separate those arms. So he comes in and grabs, we want to strike because we want the solar plexus in the body available. So we're going to step back as we do this. Then from here, our right hand is going to chop the ribs as our left comes to the shoulder and into hard bow. Then we're going to go back to horse as we chop the throat. That'll push him back. That makes the solar plexus the next target. This hand comes underneath. Then we strike the groin and we cross out. Okay, again, they come in. Strike. 1. Throat. Solar plexus. Groin. And cross out. One more time from this angle. They come in and push. Double wedge block. Strike the ribs. Horse. Strike the throat. Hard bow. Strike the solar plexus. Back to horse as we strike the groin. Left foot. And cross out. From a different angle. Okay, they come in and grab. Double wedge strike right to those radial nerves. Strike the rib cage. Make sure your left hand is up on your shoulder to set up your next strike. strike the throat. Right hand is now in chamber for your next strike. Left hand comes underneath as we strike the solar plexus, what's lined up for your next strike, which is the groin. Left foot steps back as we cross out. Flashing daggers one more time. Strike. Ribs, throat. Solar plexus with the spear hand, groin with the knife edge, and cross out. And that's flashing daggers. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is bending the limb. Now this is a straight arm wrist grab, which means it's your right hand is out and they've got you with their left. Now 9 out of 10 times if someone's going to grab you, it's probably because there's a punch coming. So we want to make sure we neutralize that punch along with taking care of the grab. So in this particular example, as they come up and grab, our left hand is going to come up underneath their hand as we pull them towards 6 o'clock into a hard bow, elbow the ribs, check or counter grab the hand. Then as we switch back, we're going to strike the hand down as we go to horse and go into hard bow with an eye strike to the face. Again, so we're here. Pull, elbow, strike. Again, we're pulling the arm, elbowing into horse, striking into hard bow to the eyes. So as we counter grab them, we're going to pull them off balance, strike their ribs as they're coming in on you, slap the hand down to bring that head forward, eye strike to the eyes. Last time from this direction, pull, horse, strike. Okay, from here, pull, elbow, slap the hand, and strike the eyes. Again, 1, elbow, slap your opponent's arm, and strike their eyes. Last time from this angle, 1, elbow, and strike. Okay, again, pull, elbow, strike into hard bow. Again, bending the limb, it's a straight arm wrist grab. Hand comes underneath, counter grab, pull them to 6, elbow to horse as we strike the ribs, slap their arm down, pull the head forward. That'll give us the target we need for the eye strike. Again, pull, elbow, strike. That's called bending the limb. Now let's look at it with the... Okay, our next technique is bending the limb. This is for a cross arm wrist grab. So as Lee comes up and grabs, what we're going to do is we're going to step back as our left hand comes up and over and we counter grab. So from here, you're right here. So your left hand is underneath their arm. We're going to strike the ribs. Then from here, we're going to strike the hand down and strike into the eyes. So it's a heel palm to the hand, and then we do a finger strike to the eyes. Again, so we come up, over, strike the ribs. Strike the arm down, which will pull the head forward as we go into the eyes. Again, this hand comes up and over, just like this. We want to trap that hand, elbow, strike, and down. Okay, from a different angle. This is called bending the limb. So the hand's going to come up and over, just like this. As we step back, we counter grab, pull them in, let go of the grab, heel palm right on top of the hand. That'll push the head forward as we strike into the eyes. Last time. So the hand's here. This comes underneath. Sets it up for the elbow. Pull them in, elbow strike. Let go of the hand. Heel palm as hard as you can. Hard bow as you do the finger strike. That's bending the limb. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is wraparounds. This is for a single or a double shoulder grab. In other words, you got one person here or one person on either side of you. So it doesn't have to be a two-man attack. This could be easily used for a single attack. So on the A version, what we're going to do is you pretty much stand in your neutral stance and you just kind of step into them just a little bit if you need to get your reach, and we wrap around and then back fist. And then we come around here and do it weak side. So A is wrap around back fist to the right, wrap around back fist to the left. Now you can either stay stationary and do this, or you can step in if you need to. Main thing is the hands. Make sure they're wrapping it around and back fisting that solar plexus. Wrapping and back fisting. Okay, that's the A version. We're going to do them one at a time. B version, still the same scenario, except we're going to come over the top, drive the elbow right onto the arm, inverted punch to the face. Come over the top, inverted punch to the face. So B is 1, 2. So we have wraparounds A, this side, or this side. B, inverted punch, inverted punch. C, same thing as A, except we're going to do it at the same time. 1, 2. Okay, so do it individually. We got 2 of them on us at the same time, so we're going to wrap and back fist into the solar plexus at the same time. So the A version is a single. So again, A version is a single. We wrap, back fist, wrap, back fist. B, over the top, over the top. C, both at the same time. 1, 2. So D is basically the B version at the same time. Come over the top and strike simultaneously. Again, 1, 2. So A, singles. B, same thing, inverted, one at a time. C, simultaneously. Boom. D, simultaneously. Now usually what we do in our school is we have them go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have them do them all at once. And that's wraparounds A through D. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is for wraparounds. Now wraparounds can be used for a single or a double shoulder grab. In other words, you got one person on each shoulder. So as Lee comes up and grabs on the A version, all you're going to do is you're just going to wrap around and back fist. Now, depending on your height compared to them, you may need to step. That's not a big problem. So on the A version, as they grab, we come in and we strike. It's 1. Then we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So it's not simultaneously, it's you do the right, then you do the left. Okay, again, as they grab, what you want to do is you want to step in slightly, bring the arm right up against the elbow so you can neutralize that hand in case they try to punch. That also brings you right in to that back fist strike. Last time, A version. Do the right side, and then do the left side. Now the B version, it's the same kind of grab, but this time instead of wrapping, we're going to come over the top and drive the elbow into their arm and then uppercut inverted. Okay, again, kind of clean this one up a little bit. We're going to come up and over, drive down, and just a straight inverted punch. So all you're going to do is come 1 and then do the other side. So A, right, then left. B, right, then left. So one more time on B, as he grabs, we come up, drive straight down, inverted punch to the face or the jaw. Now C and D are identical to A and B, except we're going to do the techniques simultaneously. So we got 2 people literally grabbing us at the same time. So just kind of imagine there's someone here. So you're going to step out or back, depending on what you need to do to get to your target, and then back fist at the same time. Again, they come up and grab, wrap both arms around, and back fist at the exact same time. Okay, so it would look like that. D version is the same as B, except we're going to come over the top, drive, double inverted punch. Again, come over the top, double inverted punch. And that's wraparounds A through D. The next technique we're going to look at is crouching falcon. This is for a 2-hand push or a 2-hand grab, or someone reaches to grab you. So as they come in, we're going to use our wedge block as you either step forward or back depending on your reach. Double wedge block. Left hand is going to grab their hand as your right hand circles around. Elbow the chin, claw the face. Again, 1, circle, elbow, claw. And on this technique, it doesn't matter whether you step forward or back. It's just going to depend on your relationship between you and your opponent and how much distance you need to gain or lose. Okay, from this angle. We step in this time, double wedge block, claw to the face, grab the hand, elbow circles up and around, elbow the chin, and claw the face. Again, wedge block, left grab, right circles, elbow the chin, claw the face. From this angle, 1, circle around, elbow, claw. Again, wedge block, circle, elbow, claw. Last time from this direction, 1, elbow the chin, claw the face. That's called crouching falcon. Okay, our next technique is crouching falcon. This is for, again, a two-hand push. So what we're going to do is they come in with a two-hand push. We're going to use our wedge block again. You're going to see this used a lot in this belt, is using a double wedge block. But this time we don't want to strike completely out because we want to actually grab the hand. So as they come in and push, we're going to block it to separate the hands out, but we don't want to block too hard that the arms go flying. Because the left hand's going to grab, the right hand's going to circle around as we elbow the face, or elbow the chin and claw the face. Again, they come in and push. Block, hand circles, elbow, claw, and hang on to this because we'll use it later. Again, double block, grab with your left, right sweep goes up and around, elbow the chin, claw the face from a different angle. Okay, they come in and grab. 1, elbow, and claw. So, again, as they push, we're going to step back left into our fighting stance. It almost looks like the opening of flashing daggers. Left hand grabs. Right, elbow. Now if you need to, pull them into it and claw the face. You don't need to reach for them. Last time, crouching falcon. Step back left to 6 o'clock. Left hand grabs, pull them in if you need to, elbow the chin, and claw the face. That's crouching falcon. The next technique we're going to look at is darting serpent, A and B. Now this could be taught a couple ways. Some schools teach it as an A and a B variation, while others, Tracy schools like ours, we actually teach it as a single motion. So I'll show it both ways. So what you got is there again, you got someone coming in and pushing or grabbing you. So we're going to use our wedge block as we step in. Then on the A version, we come in and grab the groin, pull, back knuckle the kidneys, and pull the cat. That's where A ends. Again, wedge block, grab, pull, back knuckle, rake into a cat stance. And that's where the A version stops. But that is exactly where the B version picks up. So you've got A here, and B comes in and just steps straight back into 12, finger flip, then thumb strike the eyes, wipe the hands down or get the hands out of the way, back knuckle them into the head, grab, and knee to the face. Again on darting serpent A, wedge block, grab the groin, pull, double back knuckle, rake the cat. That's the end of A. B starts right here. We're going to step back in, strike the thumbs, and wipe the hands down or move the hands out of the way, back knuckle the head, grab, and knee. Now in our system we teach it as one move. So you do your wedge block, you grab, break through the back knuckles, step back in, and down. Okay, the A version again. You step in, wedge block, circle around, grab the groin, pull, step back in, rake through the kidneys. Then B, double finger flip, push the hands down to clear the arms away, double back knuckle to the head, grab the head, and knee to face. Again, darting serpent A and B. A version. Wedge block as you step in. Grab the groin, pull, double rake back. That's where A ends. B begins by stepping forward to 12. Finger flip to the eyes, then a thumb strike. Clear those arms out of the way, back knuckle the head, grab the head, knee to the face. Okay, from this angle, 1, 2, 3, that's the end of A. B, finger flip, clear the arms, back knuckle, and knee strike. Or you can do it as one smooth motion. Clear, grab, break, step back in, and you combine A and B together. One more time, the A version, step in, wedge block. Grab the groin, pull, knuckle rake as you draw the cat. Step back in for B, finger flip, put the arms down, double back knuckle head, knee to the face. That's darting serpent A and B. Let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, darting serpent is our next technique. This is for a two-hand push. Depending on the school that you're in, there is an A and a B version. The way we teach it as one motion. It doesn't really make sense to us to break it down into two separate motions when they just combine together so nicely. But I'll let you know where the A is and the B is in case your school breaks them down into two separate moves. So, for the A variation, as they come in and lead pushes, we're going to step back with our double wedge block that we've been learning through this belt. The hands circle around as we shuffle forward to grab the groin. We pull back and rip the groin. That'll drop their hands. Then we're going to step back in, double knuckle rake through the kidneys as we rip right through them. Okay, that's the end of the A version. This is where B begins. Then we're going to step back out with a double finger flip. So you got two fingers and a thumb, and you're going to double finger flip the eyes. The hands will come up at this point. From here, we teach the students wipe the goo off the fingers or push the hands down. Double back knuckle to the face, grab them, and knee. Okay, again, so they come in. 1, grab, pull, back knuckle, rake through the kidneys. That's the end of A. This is where B begins. Step in, double finger flip through the eyes, the hands come up, push the hands down, double back knuckle to the face, grab them, and knee. Okay, from a different angle. This is called darting serpent. Okay, again, 1, grab, rip, back through into the kidneys. And then from here, just rake right through those kidneys. This is the end of A and the beginning of B. So B, finger flip through the eyes, the hands come up, we swipe them down, back knuckle, grab, and knee the face. Last time, darting serpent. Clear, grab, pull the cat, back knuckle, rake through the end of A, the beginning of B. Double finger flip, hands come up, wipe them down, double back knuckle, grab, and knee. That's called darting serpent. The next technique we're going to look at is silk wind. This is for an interlocking arms from behind. Like darting serpent, silk wind is part of your short 3 kata. Also, silk wind is in long 3 along with crouching falcon. Now, with this technique, you got your arms interlocked from behind. So what you want to do is you're going to drive your right foot and knee up and elbow up. So you want to drive the heel hook of your right into the groin and your right elbow into the chin as you try to stomp down with your left, like this. So we're just going to drive this up, and that's going to release the grip. Then once we release the grip, we're going to kind of hold our left hand against our arm here, and then we're going to step right to 9 o'clock, pivot out, step back left to 9 o'clock, and do an uppercut arm break to the opponent's arm. Again, drive up, just like that. Step right to 9, left to 9 as we pivot out, uppercut arm break. Making sure that we get this right elbow, right heel hook and right elbow into the chin. Drive, step, step, break. You should stay on the 3-9 axis. Again, 1, and break. Last time. Here, step out, grabbing the arm as we step out, and uppercut arm break. We'll look at this with more detail with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is silk wind. This is for an interlocking arm. So they've got your arms behind your back as such. Now from here, what you're going to do is you're going to pull this leg up as you stomp this foot, and then you're going to heel hook the groin. This hand's going to come up, and you're going to break the arm. So what you're going to do is here, stomp, and break. Again. So this one, you're going to try to get the foot if you can as this foot comes up or down. As your left foot comes down, as your right comes up, you're going to try to heel hook the groin. Then you're going to step out to 9 o'clock as the hands get released. Step back left to 9 o'clock, uppercut, arm break. Again. So they interlock your arms. Stomp the foot, heel hook the groin, slide out, and break. Some systems also refer to this as winding silk. So it's silk wind in this system, but you may refer to as winding silk sometimes. So stomp, heel hook the groin, come out, keep the arms wrapped, and break. This is also in your kata short 3, and that is silk wind. The next technique we're going to look at for Tracy's blue belt is spreading the leaves. This is for a full Nelson. I'll do it from this angle so I think it'll be easier for you to see it first. So you got your hand in the full Nelson position. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to step forward left and drive your right arm back as far as you can and almost punch straight out with your left. Then you're going to reverse it, strike forward with your right and back with your left in an elbow, and then back again with your right into what they call a hanging horse. In other words, just hanging right out there. Okay? So from here, 1, 2, 3, leaving this into a hanging horse and something similar to a hard bow. So again, you're in a full Nelson, step forward, strike forward and back at the same time, then reverse it, strike back again, and then one more time for the hanging horse. And all of these are going straight to the face. So as they've grabbed you, you're going to strike the face, strike the face, strike the face one last time, and this time you're just going to go all the way through it as far as you can into a hanging horse. From this angle again, for spreading leaves, so we're here. 1, 2, 3. Again, we're going to step forward left and punch left as we drive back right, elbow left, elbow right into a hanging horse. From a front view, step forward, strike left as you put elbow right, elbow left, strike forward right, elbow back right into a hanging horse. That's called spreading the leaf. Our next technique is called spreading the leaves. This kata is in long 3. This particular technique is in your kata long 3. It's for a full Nelson. So they've got you in a full Nelson. Now, you really get this one to work. You don't really want them to get you clamped down because you may have a hard time. This works best if you start doing it as soon as they grab. But as soon as they start to grab and the hands go up, you want to step forward left as you drive your right arm back into a right hanging horse. Then you're going to go left into a hanging horse with the elbow to the face, and then back right. So basically you're just going to strike, 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 and keep driving those elbows back until they let go. So again, from here, you step forward and strike with the elbow back, then here with your hanging horse, and then strike back again with your right. One more time, from this angle, the hands are up. We're going to step forward and just strike straight back as hard as we can. Step back with this one, and then back with our right from a different angle. So your hands are in a full Nelson. As soon as they come in, step back forward, with your left, and strike, and elbow with your right. Then we're going to elbow back with our left into what we call a hanging horse, and then elbow back again. So you're going to just strike, strike, and strike until they let go. Last time. So the hands are here. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to be left in a hard bow and a right hanging horse. And that's spreading the leaves. The next technique we're going to look at is crossing locks. This is a 2-hand grab. So we're going to start from our trigger position, which is that both hands are out. Then what we're going to do is we step back left to the 6 o'clock position. As we step back, we're going to slam their wrist on top of each other, like so. Then we're going to do Chinese swings, which is a right back fist, left knuckle. 1, 2. Okay, again, so we step back, slam the hands together, that pulls them forward, back fist, knuckle into a soft bow, back fist, knuckle into soft bow. Again, crossing the locks, both hands on, one hand on each arm. Step back, we want to slam the wrists together like this. So we're going to step back, slam those wrists, Chinese swings both directions. Again, step back left to 6, slam the wrists together, Chinese swings in both directions. From this angle here, 1, 2, 3. Again, step back left, slam those wrists together, 1, 2. Those are called Chinese swings. One last time from this angle. Strike, swing back, swing back. Those are called crossing the locks, and we will look more at this with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is crossing the lock. This is a 2-hand grab, so we've got one hand on each hand. What we're going to do is we're going to step back left, and as we do so, we're going to take our right hand and rotate it over as we slam it into their left hand. Then we pull back, and we have a right hammer fist to the face, and a left vertical punch to the solar plexus. Again, they grab. We step back, slam their hands and wrists together, pull away, and a double strike. Hammer fist to the face, vertical punch to the body. Do it from this angle so you can see it better. So they've grabbed. We're going to step back left, and this hand comes straight over, and we slam it right on top, wrist to wrist. Pull away, hammer fist, vertical punch at the same time. This one is also a kata technique. So here, slam them together, pull, and hammer fist and vertical punch. Last time. This is crossing the lock. So you want to come in, slam those hands together as hard as you can, wrist to wrist. Pull and strike at the same time. That's crossing the lock. The next technique we're going to look at is darkness. This is a right punch from the right side. So you're standing here facing this direction, which is your 12 o'clock. They're coming at you from the 3 o'clock position with a right punch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot, step slightly out as we do a brush block. This is just kind of a parry or deflecting the punch. We're not trying to push it all the way, we just want to deflect it, and then we brush. So it's parry, flex. So it's a brush block, just like that. So as the punch comes, we're going to slightly step out. Not very far, we just want to get out of the point of the contact of the strike. 1. Then we're going to take our left foot, step to the 130 position, claw the eyes, heel palm the kidney as we go to hard bow, back fist the head as we go back to horse, stomp the knee, cradle and crush as they go down. Again, 1, step to 130, claw the eyes, heel palm the groin. At this point you should be facing 430 into a hard bow. Back fist into horse, stomp the knee, cradle and crush. Again, darkness. 1, claw and heel palm. 2, back fist is 3, stomp 4, cradle and crush 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, from this angle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, flex block or brush block, just stepping slightly out. Adjust to 130. Heel palm claw at the same time as you go to hard bow. Back fist to horse, stomp, cradle and crush. Okay, again from this angle. 1, 2, 3, stomp, cradle and crush. Again, 1, 2, 3, stomp, cradle and crush. Let's look at that one with another opponent. Okay, our next technique is called darkness. This is a right punch from the right side. So you're facing 12 o'clock, your opponent is over here at 3 o'clock, and they're going to try to sucker punch you. So as Lee comes in with the punch, what we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot and step out slightly to 230. This is not a huge step. This is just enough to get out of the point of contact as we do a brush block, which is parry and a flex. So we just barely detour this hand away, and then we flex block. Then we leave this hand here in check as we step out left to about 12 o'clock or 1. This hand's going to come in and strike through the eyes as we heel palm the kidney. Then we're going to back knuckle the back of the head, drive the knee to the ground, followed by a cradle and crush. Again, they come in and they strike. 1, this hand stays here, steps out. As you step, you're going to claw and heel palm at the same time. Then you're going to back fist into the back of the head right here, drive the knee to the ground, followed by our famous cradle and crush. Again, they step in. 1. Okay, we don't want to throw this way out here because then we can't use it. We want to just detour it. So we just want to put it off to the side a little bit. Leave this right here. As we step out, we're going to claw the eyes and heel palm the kidney. That'll arch their back. That'll expose their head, and then we're going to back fist it, which will put them forward again, drive the knee to the ground, shuffle in, cradle and crush. Last time for darkness. 1, 2. This is your first move. Second, heel palm claw. Third is your back fist as you go back to horse, drive the knee to the ground, and cradle and crush. And that is darkness. The next blue belt technique we're going to look at is spinning from the sun. This is an overhead club attack. So as the club comes at you, we're going to use our X block to block it. Now remember, at X block, you don't want to stop. This is just a continuous motion. It's a trapping motion rather than a physical stopping block. So as we come in with our X block, we're going to sweep the stick to the shin. We're going to strike through that shin. So it's up, straight through the shin as we step right to about the 9 to 10:30 position. Then we're going to pull the club out, grab the arm, break the arm, strike through the kidneys, up through the chin, wheel kick to the body. Again, X block, strike through the shin, step right, then left, pull the stick out, maintain control, strike the arm, strike the kidneys, strike the chin, wheel kick. Again, 1, 2, right, left, break, strike the kidney, chin, wheel kick. From a different angle. X block, making sure you don't stop it. Step through, strike, strike, wheel kick. Okay, from this angle, 1, 2, strike, strike, boom, wheel kick. And that's called spinning from the sun. Let's look at it more closely with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is spinning from the sun. This is an overhead club attack. We're going to do this from straight on. I think it might be easier for you to see. So, as Lee comes out with an overhead club attack, we're going to use our X block. Now remember, this is a transitory block. We don't want to stay there. So as soon as we block, we want to bring the hand down. And what we're doing is we're going to take the club and we're going to strike it right against their shin. As we step forward left to 3 o'clock, then we're going to grab with our right, step back left as we counter grab the hand with our left. Then we're going to pivot out, and as we pivot out, we're going to strike through the elbow, strike back through the kidney, wheel kick to the body or face. Okay, again, X block, bring it straight down and just strike right into their shins. step to 3, step out to 3, strike through the elbow, strike through the kidney, wheel kick the body as you counter grab with your left hand. Again, X block, swing it straight down. So as you block, your right hand is just going to come right over the top of theirs and strike it. Then we step out to about 3 o'clock, bring it up and over as our left hand counter grabs, preferably in a lock position. Step back left, bringing that arm straight, pull, break, strike through, wheel kick. Okay, last time. Block, strike, step, step, strike through the elbow, strike through the kidney, and wheel kick the body. That's spinning from the sun. The next technique we're going to look at is folding wings, or the hey-mo technique is what a lot of our students call this because of the Three Stooges. So you got a two-man attack, one on each arm. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back and do our wraparounds. Then we're going to step forward with those reverse locks to break the shoulder and pull them forward. Then we're going to step back, grab their heads, and smash them together. Again, we step back, wrap around, step forward as we trap those arms into reverse hammer locks, then step back again and smack the heads together. One more time, folding wings. 1, 2, back, and smash. Last time, folding wings. Wrap around, bring the arms forward, step back, and strike as you smack the heads together. Let's look at this with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is folding wings. This is a two-man attack, so you have to imagine there's someone here on the left grabbing me just like Lee is grabbing me here. So you got two people, each with a shoulder grab to the side. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to step back and we're going to wrap the arms around. This is what we call a reverse hammer lock. You want to bring the arm right through the elbow. So what this is going to do is you step forward, you can break the shoulder. It also neutralizes both hands in case there's a punch. Then from here we're going to step back, and as we do so we're going to grab their heads and slam them together just like in the Three Stooges. Okay, again, they grab. Both hands come up and over. Now you want to bring your arm or the forearm right on top of the elbow where that line is. And then you just bring it straight up. That locks up the shoulders, and you do that as you step forward. Now from here you can break the shoulders. Then step back and slam their heads together. Okay, one more time. I want you to do it from this side so you can, yeah, kind of imagine you on that side there. So we're going to step back here, then we step forward, and we slam the heads together. Last time for folding wings. They grab. Remember, there's one more person right here, so you just got to kind of imagine it for this video. We're going to step back and then step forward, breaking the shoulder. Then we come back around, grab the base of their heads, and as we step back, you slam them straight together just like you do in the Three Stooges movies. And that's folding wings. The next technique we're going to look at is vice. This is for a right punch. Starts off like advancing phoenix and some of those other techniques where we have an inward block, front snap kick. Okay, so we go 1, we chamber the kick as we set down. This is our vice. It's a V. Hands go together, palms up, kind of like a butterfly, except the hands are palm up. And we strike through the throat, claw the eyes. Again, on vice. Inward, front snap kick, step down, 1, 2. Again, boom, strike the throat, claw the eyes from a different angle. Inward block cover, strike the throat, claw the eyes. One more time, 1, 2, 3. Okay, from a different angle. 1, 2, 3. And that's vice. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at with an opponent is vice. This is for a right punch. So as Lee comes in and throws his right punch, we're going to use our inward block front snap kick that we're quite familiar with now. We've learned it in purple belt. So we're going to use the inward block, front snap kick, and then as we re-chamber, we're going to plant forward with a vice or a wedge hand straight to the throat. Then as they come down, we're going to roll the hands over and strike the eyes. Okay, again, strike the throat and then the eyes. One more time from this side. Block and kick. Strike the throat, strike the eyes. From this angle, block and kick at the same time, wedge hand or vice straight to the throat, roll the hands over, double eye strike. Last time. And that's vice. The next technique we're going to look at in blue belt is called swinging gait. One-man swinging gait. So it's just called swinging gait. This is similar to kimono grab in the way it starts. It's for a two-hand grab high. You're going to pin the hands, step back, forearm strike to the arms. Then you're going to take your left foot. This is 12, so you're going to take your left foot and step to 230 as you do a backhand strike through the solar plexus, spinning around, elbow, elbow to the spine. Again, swinging gait, pin, break, strike through the solar plexus, elbow, elbow into a hanging horse, striking the spine. Okay, from this direction, forearm, one, boom, and strike. Now when doing this dancer step, with your left foot, you want to step pretty deep back because you want to get in and behind your opponent to do the elbow strike. So we're going to pin, step kind of deep, strike the elbows, pivot around, and strike the back of the spine. So at this point, your opponent's right here with their back in that position. Again, break, strike, rib strike, spine strike. From this angle, pin, step back left to 6. Break. This first move should be familiar with you. It's just like kimono grab. Strike. Now we're going to take our left foot, step to 230, strike through the solar plexus, then come back right to ribs, left to spine into a hanging horse. It means your elbow is just kind of hanging out there in a hard bow. Again, pin, break, strike through, elbow the ribs, elbow the spine into hanging horse. That's swinging gait. Let's look at it more in depth with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is swinging gait. This is for a two-hand choke. It starts off similar to kimono grab in the fact that when they grab, first thing we're going to do is pin the hands so that we know where they're at. Then we're going to step back, break the arms with a forearm strike. Then we're going to take our left foot and we're going to step to 12 o'clock as we do a right back knuckle to the solar plexus. Boom. Then we're going to strike back through to the kidneys or ribs, and then elbow to the spine, or the kidneys depending on what you can reach. Again, they grab, step back and break. As we step, we're going to strike, then strike back in, and then pivot around and strike again. Now depending on how tall you are in your reach, you may get the kidneys or you may get the spine. Either target is acceptable. Last time from this angle, they grab, step back, break, adjust, one, then strike back in with the right to the rib, and then pivot around, elbow to the back. Let's try it from this angle. So they grab, break, adjust as we pin, and then as we go to pivot around, we're going to strike back through with the right and pivot all the way back around with the left strike to the spine. Again from this angle, last one. Break. Back fist, strike with the ribs, all the way around, and strike with the spine. That's swinging gait. The next technique we're going to look at for blue belt is called stretching the bow. This is for a right punch. You're going to come up with threading the needle, which then going to come straight up the center line. About the time your elbow is right in the crook here, you're going to grab the hand. So we're going to step back, grab, and as we front snap kick the groin, we're going to pull them in as we strike the throat with the web hand. And that's where you're going to get the stretch. You want to stretch and pull them in. Threading the needle. Right front snap kick, pull, and strike the throat. Again, left up, front snap, pull and strike. From this angle. Threading the needle into a fighting stance. Front snap kick the groin, pull them into a web hand to the throat. Again, 1, kick, strike. From this angle here, 1, kick, strike as you pull them in. Again, 1, kick, strike. That's called stretching the bow. Let's look at it more in depth with an opponent. Our next technique is called stretching the bow. This is for a right punch. So as Lee comes in and throws a right punch, we're going to step back with threading the needle, and then we're going to counter grab. And then as we step forward, we're going to throw a front snap kick to the groin, and as he doubles over, we're going to pull forward and web hand straight into the throat, and that's where you get the stretching the bow name. Again, 1, kick, and strike. Again. And from a different angle. So they throw their punch. Threading the needle up and down. Now from here, front snap kick the groin. As you plant the kick down, don't fall down, plant it down, pull them into chamber, and web hand straight to the throat. Again, last one. 1, kick the groin, and pull and strike. And that's stretching the bow. The next technique we're going to look at is called arcing blades. This is for a right or left punch. The A version is for a right punch, the B is for a left. So with the A version, we're going to use our inward block front snap kick combination that we learned throughout purple belt. Just like that. That'll block the punch and kick the groin, which will double your opponent over. Then as your opponent doubles over, we're going to do a right knife edge strike to the neck, followed by a left knife edge strike to the neck as we go to soft bow. Back the horse as we do an elbow uppercut, claw the face. Again, inward block kick, strike. Now when you do these strikes here, you want to bring the hands up and over. Boom, boom. They should be right next to each other. Here, soft bow, uppercut, claw. Again, 1. Now as we're planting is when we want to strike. We want to use our drop of body weight to develop that power. So watch the timing on this. Inward block kick, drop, soft bow, elbow into horse, claw the face. Again, arcing blades A. Inward block kick, double chop, right, left, palms are facing each other. Elbow, claw. Again, inward, double strike, elbow, claw. And from this angle, inward, double strike, elbow, claw. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's arcing blades A. Now the B variation is for a left punch. In which case you see the left coming, we're just going to step back and do our threading the needle as we do a defensive side kick. Okay, again, left punch, 1, kick. Okay, again, B version for a left punch instead of a right. Slightly adjust back, threading the needle, grab the hand, defensive side kick into the body. Hanging onto that hand so you can use it later on for some other type of attack. Again, adjust left, grab the hand, defensive side kick into the ribs or solar plexus. From this angle here, 1, kick, and down. Again, 1, kick, and down. That's arcing blades B. So let's recap A, right punch, double knife edge, elbow, claw. B, left punch, threading the needle, defensive side kick. That's arcing blades A and B. Let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is arcing blades A and B. A is a right punch and B is a left punch. So as Lee throws his right punch for arcing blades A, we're going to do our inward block, front snap kick combination. And the hands are going to come up high, right, chop to neck, left, chop to neck, elbow, claw. Okay, again. Inward block punch, front snap kick at the same time. As you land, we're going to use our drop of our body weight and the torque to develop the power for the double strike. So we want a right, then a left as we go to soft bow. Then we're going to go back to horse and claw the face. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The B version is totally different than A. It's for a left punch. So as they come in left, we're going to do an extended outward block or a threading the needle. I prefer threading the needle because it's easier to catch. And then you just do a right side thrust kick into the ribs. Again on B, just 1 and kick. Okay, from a different angle. Let's go back to arcing blades A now. So they throw their right punch. 1, chop, chop, elbow, claw. Watch your hands form on this one. Okay, again, inward, double chop, soft bow, elbow, claw to face. B version, this could be an extended outward block or threading the needle. We prefer the threading the needle, then you just pull them in to a side thrust kick. Again on B, 1, grab, and kick. And that's arcing blades A and B. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at in Tracy Blue Belt is called Circle of China. In this technique, you're down on your left knee. It could be because you've got shoved down or you were already sitting to begin with. But for whatever reason, this is the position you ended up with. And while you're in this position, the attacker tries to throw a front snap kick at you. So what we're going to do is as the kick comes in, we're going to use a universal block. Now a universal block is the downward-inward combination, like this. So as the kick comes in, we want to get out of the point of contact. So we're going to lift our foot up and circle counterclockwise to about the 3 o'clock position, somewhere in that vicinity, as we do our universal block. Like so. That gets us out of the way of the kick and puts it off to the side. Roll over, hammer fist the groin, back kick the body, plant the foot at 6, and into your fighting stance. Again, Circle of China. Universal block as we move out of the way. Roll over, hammer fist to the groin, put both palms on the ground, back kick your opponent, step to 6, and come out. Let's do it from a different angle. Remember, you're down on your left knee. Adjust your left knee counterclockwise to somewhere around the 3 o'clock position. Roll over, hammer fist, step down, back kick, and come immediately up into a fighting stance. Again, 1, hammer fist, kick, and up. Okay, from this angle, inward, hammer, down, kick, and up into a fighting stance. One last time. Circle of China. 1, hammer, down, kick, and up. That's called Circle of China. Let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is Circle of China. This is another one of those techniques where for whatever reason you are down on your left knee. Could have already been here, maybe you're in the process of getting up from being at the beach or a park. But someone's coming at you and they're either going to try to knee you because they're too close or they're going to try to front snap kick you. It really won't matter, it'll work the same. We're going to do it from a front snap. So as Lee comes in and does his front snap, first thing we're going to do is use our universal block. Now as we do this, we're going to kind of move out of the way, hammer fist the groin, plant our right hand on the ground, then the left, back kick the body, bring the right foot to 6 o'clock, pivot, and come up into a fighting stance. Again, down on knee. They throw their kick or knee. Universal block. Hammer fist the groin. roll over, back kick the body, and come out from a different angle. So we're down on our knee. They throw their kick. Hammer fist the groin, right and left hands down, back kick the body, plant at 6, and rotate out. Last time, circle of China. Block, hammer fist, plant, kick, and cross out. That's circle of China. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at for Tracy's blue belt is silent escape. This is for a hammer lock from behind. As the opponent has you in a hammer lock, since they're on top of you, we're going to step forward with our left foot to the 230 position. We're going to slide our hand out and do a thumb strike as we pivot to hard bow to 730 and heel palm the jaw, and then heel palming up and into the jaw. Again, from here, step, thumb strike to the eye, pivot, heel palm to the face. Okay, from a different direction. In our trigger position, we're going to step forward, strike the eye, heel palm the face. Again, strike, heel palm. Okay, from this direction, hands behind the back, we step forward, strike the eye, pivot, heel palm the jaw. Okay, the B version to this is what if you can't get out? You go to step forward and they just got you too tight and you can't move this. So we're going to go from here, we go to get out, we can't. So we just step back, elbow the solar plexus, hammer fist the groin, grab, and drive up. Again, we step forward. We can't get out on silent escape B, so we step back. Solar, hammer fist, grab, drive up. Okay, from this position, hands behind the back. We step forward. We can't get loose, so we step back, elbow, hammer fist, grab, drive up. That's silent escape A and B. Practice that for a while and then come back and learn the next technique. Okay, our next technique is called silent escape. This is for a hammer lock. Obviously, it's from behind. So, as they've grabbed you, the first thing we want to do, and in this particular case, we don't want to counter grab. Usually we try to counter grab the hand, but we don't on this particular version. And the reason is this. We're going to step left to 130, and then we're going to take our right hand and go right against that thumb and strike right into the eyes. And then we're going to pivot to hard bow as we heel palm the face. Again, they grab, and we're just going to step out to 130. The hand's going to come out slightly away from your back so that you've got room. And from here, just go right against the thumb and strike the eyes. Then pivot to hard bow immediately and do a heel palm to the jaw. Last time from this angle. From here, step, strike, heel palm. Now the B version on this is your what if. What if you can't get it done? For whatever reason, maybe they have their hand in a position that you can't release it. So you go to step and you try to pull, but you can't. So we're not going to sit here and fight it. We're just going to step immediately right back in, elbow the solar plexus as we counter grab, hammer fist the groin, grab, and drive straight up. Again, on this technique, the B version, the silent escape. We go to step out. We can't get loose, so we immediately step back, elbow, hammer fist, heel palm grab, and drive straight up into the chin. Okay, from a different angle. So, silent escape A. They've got us here. Now, if you notice, the thumb's right there. So what we're going to do as we step out to 130, the hand just pulls straight against the thumb, strikes the eye, heel palm the face. Again, they grab, step, pull out, and strike with the heel palm. The B version. B version is what if. What if for some reason you can't get out of this? You just step back in as you counter grab, elbow, hammer fist, heel palm, grab, and drive straight up the chin. Again on B. They grab you. You step out to do A, but you can't. So you step back in, elbow, hammer fist, heel palm, grab, and drive straight up. That's called silent escape. The next technique we're going to look at is called returning viper. This is a setup kick, or what if you miss the roundhouse kick and you get someone that charges in on you. Now, you use it as a setup, you deliberately miss the guy to pull him in because he knows he likes to jam or come in on you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a roundhouse kick, just like we normally would, but we're going to pull it into a cat after we crossed their point of contact. Boom. Pull the cat, back kick, and come out. Again, from a fighting stance. You throw your roundhouse, pull it, back kick, and come out of it. This is returning viper. So you're here, you either missed the kick or you deliberately did it to set him up. But either way, once it's done, you pull it in and then back kick them as they come in on you. Again, from here, one, pull, kick, and back. From this angle, start from our fighting stance, right roundhouse, one, pull, kick, and back. Last time. Here, what we want to do is we want to kick it just past their face, or if we deliberately accidentally missed. Whichever way, pull it in, back kick, then come out. Let's look at returning viper with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is returning viper. This is a sparring technique more than it is anything else. It's to mislead your opponent into thinking that you're vulnerable when you're not. So as Lee takes his fighting stance, what I want to do is I'm going to throw a roundhouse kick, but I want to deliberately miss him. And as he thinks I miss him, he's going to come in on me, and that's when I'm going to set him up for the back kick. So I throw the roundhouse, and I pull it in, he comes in, and I back kick right into the body and cross out. Again, roundhouse, pull, back kick to the body, and you can cross out if you want to. Last time. So we're going to throw a roundhouse kick, boom, pull, and back kick. Okay, from a different angle. So all you're doing is you're combining a roundhouse kick with a back kick. And we're just going to use it to kind of mislead them. So we're going to throw the kick, pull in, and then back kick straight into the body. One more time. Roundhouse, boom, pull, and back kick straight into the body. That's called returning viper. Returning thunder is another technique we're going to go over, and this one's similar to the other one in the sense that how do you counter something that's gone wrong? With returning viper, we had a roundhouse that we missed, either accidentally or deliberately, and we followed it with a back kick. Returning thunder is for a front snap kick that got blocked, then you do a side thrust kick to their knee. So basically what's happening is you go to throw your front, they block it, push you off to the side, so you're going to go right into a side thrust kick. Again, from here, front snap, side thrust. Okay, again, front snap, side thrust into their supporting knee. From this angle, front snap, kick the groin or leg, it gets blocked, so we side thrust kick the knee instead. Again, front snap gets blocked, counter with a side thrust. From this angle, front snap, it gets blocked, counter with a side thrust. Okay, again, 1, 2, and back. And that's called returning thunder. I throw, one more time. Okay, this is returning thunder?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is returning thunder. This is a counter kick. So what you have is you have two people that are in a fighting stance. They've already kind of started their sparring or fighting. And you're going to throw a front snap kick, and your opponent's going to deflect the block. They're not going to downward block it out. They're just going to deflect it or detour the block away from their body. And as they do that, you're going to rechamber and side thrust kick to whatever part of the knee you get, whether it's the back or the side, it doesn't matter. Just side thrust kick the knee. Again, so we're here, you're in your fighting stance. I'm in a left lead with my right leg back. My opponent is in the opposite lead. So from here, kick, he deflects, rechamber, side thrust. One more time from this direction. So we kick, rechamber, side thrust. Let's do it from a different angle. Okay, we're both set up in our sparring. You're going to throw a front snap kick to the groin, the leg, somewhere in the body, it doesn't matter. As you come in and kick, your opponent counters the kick, so we're going to counter with a side thrust kick. Again, here, we kick, boom, side thrust kick, and set down. And that's called returning thunder. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at for blue belt technique number 26 is called the serpent, and this is defense against a kick. Front snap, front thrust, some type of a front kick. So what we're going to do as they do the front kick, the first thing we want to do is get out of the point of contact of the kick. So we're going to do that by stepping left to 1030. As we do so, we're going to do a downward block to block the kick and get it slightly out of the way. Then we throw a side thrust kick to the supporting leg. Again, the serpent. Downward block, side thrust kick. Now this could be a downward block, or it could be a palm block or a hook block. Depending on how you want to do it, you can either just as easily hook the kick and throw a side thrust kick into the supporting leg. Again, from this angle, 1030 with your left, downward block to block the kick as you get out of the point of contact, side thrust kick to the supporting leg. Again, downward, side thrust. From this angle, downward, left hand in check, right downward block, right side thrust kick to supporting leg. Again, last time, neutral stance. Step left to 1030, left hand in a check position, right downward block to the front kick that's coming at you, right side thrust kick to the supporting knee. That's called the serpent. Let's look at it with an opponent in more detail. Okay, the next technique we're going to do is called the serpent. This is a defense against a right front snap kick, as I showed just a bit ago. So as your opponent does the right front snap kick, now you can practice this from a neutral stance, or you can also practice from a fighting stance. So from a neutral stance, as they throw the kick, we're going to use a deflecting block. In other words, we're not going to kick it out, we just want to deflect it, and then we're going to come up and break out the supporting knee. So this has to be really quick, because you want to do it before the foot plants. So as he throws his kick, block, and break. Again, 1, 2. Okay, from a different angle. So as he throws, we just deflect the kick and break the knee out. We don't want to block it out and away. We just want to deflect it. Again, 1, 2. Now if you want to practice this from a fighting stance or to use in sparring, you can just do this simply by having your left leg forward, and as they go to throw the kick, you just shuffle and break instead of kick. Or instead of stepping, I mean. So again, if you want to do it from a sparring situation, as they come in, we just shuffle forward and break the leg out. But the technique starts from a neutral for the last time here. They kick, deflect, and break. And that's called the serpent. The next technique we're going to look at is called broken staff. This is a shoulder grab from the side. So as someone comes up and grabs your shoulder, we're going to step in with our right foot slightly forward to about the 1030 position. To about the 230 position, or if you want to think about it, to about the 3 division, depending on how you want to look at it. Basically, it's just a heel-toe relationship facing that way. So, we step, we wing chop. Right up the throat, comes right up the center line, just like that. Wing chop the throat, step back, wrap the arm around as we pin. Then we're going to step forward to break the shoulder, back knuckle through the back of the head, step left to 230, right chop to the throat, right vertical punch to the ribs or the body. Again, pin, wing chop, step back, wrap the arm around as we step forward to break the shoulder or try to dislocate it. Left foot to the 10-30 position, backhand strike as we pivot around, chop the throat, vertical punch to ribs or body. Again, pin, wing chop, step back, then forward to break, left to 230, back fist through the head as we pivot back around facing the 430 direction, chop the throat, vertical punch to the ribs. Last time. Wing chop, back, strike, strike the throat and the ribs. This is called broken staff. Okay, let's look at it with an opponent in more detail for you. Okay, our next technique is broken staff. This is for a shoulder grab from the side. So as any technique that we have that has a shoulder grab, first thing we do is pin. So as we pin the hand, we want to step forward just a little bit to about the 230 direction, not that far, just enough to wing chop them in the throat. Then we're going to step back and do what we call a reverse hammerlock. Basically, looks just like this. The shoulder and the elbows locked up. You want the forearm right on the elbow. Right there. That locks that arm up. That also neutralizes that other hand, so if he tries to punch you, it ain't going to happen. And that will also break the shoulder. Then what we're going to do as we step forward, we're going to push this real hard, come back right through the back of the neck, follow through, stepping left to 230, and we're going to use the torque of our power to pivot, strike the throat, and then a vertical punch to the solar plexus or somewhere in the rib cage area. Again, they grab, we pin, step forward, pop them in the throat, that'll bend the elbow, step back, break the shoulder, step forward, back knuckle through the neck, pivot around, chop the throat at the same time, vertical punch to the body or the ribs. Okay, one more time from this direction, then we'll do it from a different angle. Pin, strike, step back, step forward as we back knuckle, step left to 230, pivot, and strike. Okay, let's do it from this angle. So they grab, here, one, step back, break, back knuckle, step around, and strike. Again, pin, strike the throat, step back, step forward, and strike. That's called broken staff. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is called circling serpent. This is for a right punch. Basically, we're going to show you another way you can possibly use windmill guard. So as a person throws a right punch, we're basically going to step in with our left foot and do windmill guard A. We throw our wheel kick. Now this is where it changes. We're going to take our right foot, plant it towards 12 o'clock with the toes facing 3 o'clock. And then we're going to come out and pivot around and wheel kick the back of the guy's kidney or back. Again, circling serpent, windmill guard A, kick, plant the kick. Now where you plant this kick in relation to your opponent could depend on how tall or short you are compared to your opponent. You need to gain or lose distance. So that's something you're going to have to judge. But the main thing is when you step to 12, the toes should be pointed to 3 so that as you twist out, you'll develop the power for the wheel kick. Again, circling serpent, right punch, windmill guard A. If you need to review this, go back to purple belt to review windmill guard A. Kick, plant, kick, back down to fighting. One more time. That's called circling serpent. Circling serpent is just a right punch. I'll just go through it real quick. So all you're going to do is 1, 2, kick, plant, kick. Yeah. Alright, so circling serpent. Okay, our next technique is called circling serpent, and this is literally just a takeoff of windmill guard A. So as your opponent throws a right punch, we're going to do windmill guard A. We're going to come in with our windmill block, and we're going to throw a wheel kick to the body. Now from here, we're going to take our right foot, step behind our opponent into a twist stance, and then as we unwind, we're going to throw a roundhouse kick to their back in the kidney area. Again, windmill guard, kick, plant down, and kick into the kidney area. Let's do it from this angle. So as they throw the punch, 1, 2, you should be very familiar with windmill guard at this point. Throw the kick. This plants down in behind their leg. This will give you a chance to twist and unwind as we throw the wheel kick to the kidney and the back area. Again, this is circling serpent. 1, kick, plant, kick. Now, to make this technique work, a lot of students say they can't get it to work. It's because you're too jammed up. When they throw the punch, make sure you're out and away from your opponent. This is not a close-in attack. So you're kicking here, planting out here, and then kicking again. So you got to make sure you got plenty of distance between you and your opponent. One last time, circling serpent, windmill guard, plant down, and wheel kick. That's called circling serpent. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is Chinese L choke. This is a two-hand choke from behind, and they're at arm's length. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to do it from this direction. I think it'll be the best view, and then I'll try other ones for you. We're going to start from our neutral stance. They're at arm's length. So we're going to step back with our left foot to the 430 position, crossing behind our right, left vertical outward block, right forearm smash to the ribs. This will back them off a little bit. Then the left hand's going to counter grab their arm as we step in, and basically from here we're just going to go into crossing talon A. Again, Chinese L choke from a neutral stance. Left foot steps to 430. Left vertical outward, right forearm smash to the opponent's rib. This will back them off a little bit. We counter grab, step right to the 430 position, right forearm strike to the elbow as we go into crossing talon A. One more time. From this position, neutral stance. Chinese L's, we step back, counter grab, go into crossing talon A. If you're not familiar with crossing talon A, go back to your purple belt video and review. Okay, from this direction here, left foot to 430, forearm smash, counter grab, strike the elbow, crossing talon A. Again, forearm, crossing talon A. Okay. Last time, Chinese L. Practice that, and we'll look at it with an opponent so that you have a better understanding. The 29th technique that we're going to do, and the next to last one of the blue belt system, is called Chinese L choke. This is for a two-hand grab from behind, just like Chinese L, except we're going to take it to the next step. So from here, what we got is we got a guy that's arm's length. So we're going to step back left to 430 as we do a vertical outward block to block the hands and clear them. Forearm strike the ribs to back them up a little bit. Then we're going to take our right foot and we're going to step in as we break the arm. Then elbow, elbow. We go right into crossing talon. So it's just a combination of two techniques, crossing talon and Chinese L. So again, they come in, they grab. We step left to 430, just like we're going to do a dancer. Vertical outward block, strike, back them up, step in, break the arm, elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, from here, step in, one, break, elbow, elbow. Okay, let's do it from a different direction. So we're here. Again, we're going to step here, clear the arms, strike, and then elbow, and elbow, elbow. So we're going to break the arm, elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, last time. So Chinese L. We're going to step left foot to 430. Vertical outward block as we clear the arms, strike the ribs. step forward to about the 430 direction as we do a right forearm strike to the elbow, then a right elbow to face, and then a right elbow to the back like we do on a crossing talon. That's called Chinese L choke. Okay, the last technique we're going to look at for Tracy's blue belt is called 5 swords. This is similar to Chinese sword, it just takes it 3 more strikes. So, just like Chinese swords for a right punch, so we come in like Chinese sword, draw in, then from here we're going to do a strike to the solar plexus with the right hand, adjust back, chop the neck, wing chop the throat. Everything's done with the right side. Again, strike the collarbone, into soft bow, back to horse for solar plexus, adjust, strike the back of the neck, wing chop the throat. One more time from this angle. Okay, let's do it from a different angle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, knife edge to the hand. Strike the collarbone into soft bow. Solar plex the horse. Adjust the stance. Hand comes up. Strike down on the back of the neck. Wing chop the throat. From this angle, chop the hand or inward block. Strike the collarbone. Spear hand strike to the solar plexus. Strike to the back of the neck. Wing chop the throat. One more time. And that's called 5 swords. The last technique that is required for blue belt is 5 swords. This is just a takeoff of Chinese sword. It's just one step farther. So as your opponent throws a right punch just like they do on Chinese sword, we're going to step in just like we do with an inward, or I prefer the open palm block to the radial nerve. We're going to come across, strike down on the collarbone in the soft bow, back to horse as we spearhand the solar plexus. This will cause your opponent to double over. So we're going to dancer back, chop the back of the neck, and as your opponent goes down, we're going to wing chop into the throat. Again, so 1, strike through the collarbone, soft bow, back to horse for the solar plexus. This will double your opponent over, strike the back of the neck, and as they come down, wing chop to the throat. Let's do this straight on. Okay, again, from a different angle. 1, strike, solar plexus, left foot dancers back. As you spin out, chop the back of the neck, and then wing chop the throat. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it from this angle. Okay, last time from this angle. So they throw their punch. 1, open that collarbone up, strike it. Solar plexus to with the spear hand, dancer, chop, and then chop the throat. Last time on 5 swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's called 5 swords. Congratulations on completing your blue belt. Hope you see you at your green.